Hey everybody, my name is Steph and welcome to my channel! Today I am talking about Thoroughbreds, the movie, directed by Cory Finley, starring Olivia Cooke, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Anton Yelchin, R.I.P. No, actually, I'm so sad that he's dead. This movie is about two upper-class teenage girls. They used to be best friends, they kind of drifted apart, but they kind of rekindled their friendship, if you would even call it a friendship. It's kind of weird, it's hard to explain, but they're basically just kind of forced together and they just interact with each other and eventually form some kind of bond. But Anya Taylor-Joy's character, Lily, has this super horrendously obnoxious stepdad, and she can't really deal with him, but she's pretty good at just keeping it together and ignoring him and just trying not to let him get to her, even though he really does. And Olivia Cooke's character, Amanda, is kind of hard to explain. She's very weird. And the best way to describe it is the way that they describe it in the trailer, which is that Amanda feels nothing. She feels nothing. And Lily feels everything. So they're just like these two very opposite people, and Amanda, since she feels nothing, is just like, hey, if you hate him, why don't you just kill him? And at first Amanda's like, no, I'm not gonna kill my stepdad, are you crazy? But then as the plot thickens, they just kind of decide that he is annoying enough to just be murdered. So the entire plot of this movie is these two teenage girls, trying to kill one of their stepdads. It's kind of funny, kind of quirky, kind of a horror a little bit. It's got a lot of different genres floating around, which makes it really interesting, very fun to watch, very thrilling, but also very funny and very witty. I just loved the writing. Like, the writing and the dialogue of this film is spectacular. It's so good. There were so many clever lines that were so unexpected that made me laugh. And I just love these two characters and the way they talk to each other and the way they think. It was so cool to watch and I loved it. It was very refreshing. I think one thing that I really liked about this movie is that it was very unpredictable. Like, I honestly, throughout the entire movie, had no idea where it was going. I loved the premise and I loved the idea, but I was like, if I was writing this, I don't even know how I would end it. Like, I had no idea what they were going to do with this plot, and that was so cool to me. I loved that. I love watching a movie and just having no idea where it could go, because it's so bold and so insane that it literally could have gone anywhere and made sense. I think the performances from everyone in the cast were spectacular. So good. I love Olivia Cooke. I haven't seen her in too much, but she's playing Artemis in the upcoming Ready Player One movie, which I'm so excited about. She played a character in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, which is one of my favorite movies. I actually got to work on set with her and saw her in person. It was very cool. She was so cool. Anya Taylor-Joy as Lily is also fantastic. She has also not been in too much, but I've seen her around. She was in Split. She was in Morgan. I think she's really cool. She has a really interesting way of acting, and I don't know, I'm just very intrigued by her and I really like her. Anton Yelchin was also amazing. His performance was so good. I'm so happy that, I'm pretty sure this is his last movie, and I'm so happy that it really holds up and his performance is amazing. His character is kind of like this creepy older kid who hangs out with teenagers to like sell them drugs and guns and stuff, and so they want to buy a gun from him and they want him to help kill the stepdad. So he's kind of like their hitman, but also just this sort of loser guy who's kind of funny, and I really enjoyed his character. All in all, I think this is a great portrayal of just awkward adolescence and friendship. It's about the friendships that you form during your awkward adolescence. It's witty, it's funny, it's real, and it is wildly unpredictable. The only thing that I have to say, and it's kind of a really big complaint, and I'm so mad about it, is that I did not like the ending of this movie. I'm obviously not going to tell you what it is, but the ending just left me feeling like something was missing. I needed something. Like, the whole movie, the ride of the movie is so great and so much fun, but it just sort of ends with nothing to finalize anything, and I was really upset with that. I just needed more. I felt like I needed more. It was kind of like when you binge watch a show and you are so into that show, you just cannot stop watching, and it is so good, and every episode you have to see the next one, you just have to keep going, and then you get to the end and the finale is terrible. That's what this movie was like for me. Because it was so good. I loved every second of it, but the ending was just shit. I hated the ending. It kind of felt like there was some sort of metaphor that I wasn't picking up on, or like, I don't know, something profound happened and I just went right over my head. But I mean, I don't know. I don't want to have to think that hard when I didn't have to think that hard for the rest of the movie. It was just like out of left field, and I didn't really understand why it ended that way. Maybe you did. You can let me know if you think that it ended the right way, because I just don't really know. I'd like to see it again and see if it holds up, because one of the things I loved about it was that it was so unpredictable and it was very thrilling because of that. But now that I know what happens, I don't know if rewatching it would have the same effect or if I would be bored. I definitely am gonna watch it again because I really did enjoy watching it, and I would love to see if it really does hold up. And maybe I'll understand the ending a little bit more. I don't know. I just felt like I needed a lot more from that ending, and I didn't get it. But I loved everything else about it, and it's so frustrating. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because I loved 90% of this film. It's just that little 10% at the end that throws it all off for me. It's really upsetting, but I loved everything else, so I'm gonna give it a 4. Let me know if you guys saw Thoroughbreds, and let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you don't know yet, I do have a chat room linked to every single video that I make for that specific video. So if you guys want to talk spoilers, you want to talk in a safe place where we can chat about this freely, you can become a patron on my Patreon. Doesn't matter how much, you can be any level, any tier, and you will then be invited to a special chat room where you can talk about this movie, or we can talk about any other movie that I've talked about in all of my videos. Every single video has its own chat room just for you. There's a link for that in the description below. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you have subscribed. If not, you should click that button right there. I am Steph Koza. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.